Hi guys, welcome to Learning Electronics Repair, and I have Carlos with me today, and we have something very large on the bench. So this is an OMTECH 50 watt CO2 laser cutter engraver. I was sent this free of charge as a review sample, but I'm not being paid to make this review. So what we discover with this today, this is my honest opinion and also Carlos's, which is why Carlos is with me today, because Carlos, you're much more expert on laser cutters and 3D printers.
3D printers, lasers and CNCs. I have some experience with them. I'm not professional by any means, but I do know how to use them. So, and this thing is a professional grade machine, so it comes with its quirks. Say.
So we have the machine. I'm just going to show you a bit of video I made when this was delivered. You can see how this arrived in a box the size of a coffin.
Yeah, and it weighs about 100 kilos.
Yeah, this was heavy, so go check that out now. So guys, this turned up today to review. Weighs 110 kilos, so the guy says almost. This is come from OMTECH. I do know what's inside this. It is a CO2 laser. So we're going to have a lot of fun reviewing this. I'm sure you guys are really interested to see what this thing can do. So let's see if we can just finish getting the box. And we'll see what we have inside here. This must have taken some C-frame to it. I didn't expect this to be anything like the size it is. I can't even get the box into the shop at the moment because it says you cannot turn this up on its side, do not tilt. So, oh my god, 50 watts desktop laser engraver.
This must be for a big desktop.
This must be for one hell of a desktop. Wow. So guys, you saw how that arrived, but here it is on the bench. This is 95 centimeters long. You can't even see my other hand in the video. It's 95 centimeters. It's 60 wide.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is an all-in-one enclosed laser cutter engraver.
Yeah, so it uses a CO2 gas-filled tube. So these are special in the aspect of they can actually cut clear acrylic. And diode lasers, until now you just reviewed diode lasers, they can't because the light goes just right through. So the thing that makes this a bit dangerous is the laser is invisible. So you can see the cutting action, but you can actually see the light. So but that's why these come in an enclosed box like this. It comes with some very beefy extraction. We'll look at that in a moment.
Yeah,
but it looks really nice.
It is a very nice machine. I mean, even to the point where we lift the lid, look, and it just stays propped up. Okay.
Yeah, and you can load up everything you need. It has a built-in camera you can see up here on the lid.
Yeah.
It's exact. You see that long strip that goes here? That's actually the camera lead. Yeah, you can see the camera right there. So it has a fisheye camera to position stuff. So that's really good. We also have the extraction. This is a super beefy one. We will not be using the extraction today because this is not going to be installed on Richard's bench. We're going to do some tests without it. Bear in mind, if you're going to install this, use the extraction. This machine is, I would consider this professional grade, pretty much.
Okay, so we'll take these things. Oh, I see that. Is that a pump?
Yeah, this is a big fan, pretty much.
This is a big fan?
Yeah. So let's see if we can get this in shot. It has a lot of goodies inside as well. So let's see. This was control for the extraction. Let's see if I can get that in shot.
Yeah.
So it has start fan, slow timers and stuff. So this is really good for the fan. It's IR, I'm guessing. I don't see anywhere else to hook it in. So this goes for this. That's really good, so you can turn it off when you need to. And the fan is massive inside. So this moves a lot of air.
Yeah, sure.
And the ducting also comes with it, so that's really nice, because then you don't have to look for ducting.
So we have the 150mm ducting. We have, a huge Jubilee clip. Yeah, I mean, look.
Yeah, you have to have those.
And the exit, I guess.
Yeah, this is the adapter ring for the exit. And there are 2 more Jubilee clips, and there we go. Those are also quite big. These are a little smaller for the smaller ring. Not bad quality, really good, sturdy tubing. Because the tubing you get on a air conditioner is way worse quality than this.
This looks like
it's
very
the
good
same
quality.
type of tube though.
Yeah.
No, this looks really good. We will not be using this, like I said, just because we are not installing this here.
No, and also
We're just going to test it over here.
yeah, we won't be using this in anger.
No, we will be using this lightly and very moderately, just because we have ventilation, but not adequate to cut stuff. And
Yeah.
we also got this. This is a honeycomb structure, and this prevents the laser from actually cutting the bottom of the laser. So this is really good.
So that goes inside here.
Yeah, it goes on the bottom. We need to peel from these.
Okay, before they set on fire.
Yeah. So dust management and other stuff is really important with the laser because it catches fire. And you don't want a fire in the laser. I'm pretty sure this laser has fire detection and all the other stuff. Usually they have. This looks to be well built. It has a water level over there, I see.
Water level?
Yep.
Yeah, if you look down in here, guys, this says water level. So that's for the coolant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to put in the honeycomb thing, and you can't put it in from the top because there are railings, but we noticed that you can pull out the front down here. So it has a tray.
Oh,
you can just pull out. In essence, I don't want to scratch the glass, obviously. You get the honeycomb and you just slide it in. You can also see it has measurements, the honeycomb on the side.
So should the 0 be towards that top corner where the laser is parked?
Yes, exactly. So it starts measuring from where the laser is parked. So it has some small rails down here. You can show it on the camera if you want to. And it slides in like this. It goes exactly to the corner. And this can be slid in from the bottom. It fits exactly underneath.
Oh!
There you go. So these things, read the manual.
Yeah,
I haven't read it, but I've worked on these machines before, similar ones. So that's why I knew it goes underneath.
This is why Carlos is here today, guys.
Yeah.
We just have a look at the manual now. So designated use, the Polar 350 is intended for use engraving signs and other consumer products. So it mentions the usual materials you would expect. Also most plastics, glass, cloth, leather and stone, and it can be used with some specially coated metals without going into any specifics there. Okay?
You have a more comprehensive list farther back in the manual.
I'm sure, yeah. So it doesn't actually mention this is as a cutter, it's meant as an engraver.
But it has the honeycomb thing, so it's obviously can cut as well.
And regards the water tank, so it says the tank is to help the laser tube to keep cool and stable. It arrives full of OMTECH antifreeze, and it can also be replaced with distilled water. So it's got antifreeze in at the moment, so we don't have to mess with that.
Yeah, and being able to replace it with distilled water makes it easier to choose your coolant afterwards.
Correct. It also mentions about the honeycomb workbed, so it says that can be removed if you want to put thicker materials in, or to use the rotary axes. So while we're mentioning rotary axes, we'll show you what we also have with this.
Okay, so we have one of the additions that comes with this machine. It's a rotary axis. It's actually 2 parts. So this is the first part. This can engrave round things like bottles and other stuff.
Oh, beakers, glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
This sort of thing, okay.
So I'll pull that one out. It comes with the connections you need and also the rubber stoppers for the actual rollers. So
these are like spare.
Yeah, if these break, you can change them out. But this looks like rubber grommets, so you can get them anywhere. And there have to be a matching pair so they can rotate heavy stuff.
Okay.
So there are 2. So you rest it on here, the stepper motors spin it around, and then it engraves in a circular pattern. The software manages that, comes bundled with this machine.
Oh yes, so in actual fact you don't need to purchase any software.
No, it comes bundled.
We have a USB stick.
Yeah, there should be a USB stick here somewhere.
We haven't
found it yet. It should be here. And these things, you can actually make quite a bit of money selling stuff like this, because you can make custom bottles and stuff. So this for a business is quite nice. I wouldn't mind having one of these, but it's a bit outside my price range. But you know, poor people.
I'm talking about price range. Let's have a look at the website now and see how much this actually would cost.
Yeah.
Here we are on OMTECH's website, and we can see there are some special offers at the moment. So you have a chance to get in on the Cyber Monday deal. I actually have the Polar 50 rather than the Polar 55. That's the machine I have here. But it's very similar to this one, apart from this one has the front panel with some extra controls on. And we can see this is a professional grade piece of equipment, but the price is very, very good for this quality of machine. Take a look in the description to this video and you may find some extra special offers with codes. So you can see, guys, this is a piece of professional equipment and it's aimed at that market. Now, what came inside it? What do we have here, Carlos?
So these are the thing that comes in the box, except for the rollers. Okay, so let's check what we get. We get a German manual, an English manual. That's really good for me because I don't read German.
True, me neither.
I was getting confused. Then we have the USB lead for connecting to the PC. So what we can gather from the information is this connects the main board, so you can choose it as a cutter in Lightburn, let's say.
Yeah.
And this is a normal stock USB camera with a fisheye lens, so it covers the entire build plate. So this will probably show up as a camera on your Windows machine, so you can use OBS and stuff. But I think Lightburn has a setting where you can actually overlay your camera view on top to the workbench you see. This machine also supports Wi-Fi and Ethernet. So that gives you a lot of connection options. Okay, so this is the box that came with it. And this looks like a laser module. The laser, I can see it right down there. There is one of the ports, and we need to hook everything up. There are instructions, so we're going to follow those. It comes with a handy little set of Allen wrenches. I think they're called Allen wrenches.
Allen keys.
Allen keys, yeah. And this was interesting. It's a ruler, if you can't see for the glare, with a small sliding bit. So
okay, a slide rule.
It has another type of ruler. We'll probably know after we read the manual what these are for.
Okay.
This looks like, so in the manual they describe in one of the places that you need a key to operate this machine, not just the on-off button on the back. So this is the key. So you just screw this in on the back and you can use the machine. Without this, it doesn't start. So this is a fail-safe for a workshop, so no one turns it on by mistake.
Yeah, if the operator takes the key out, nobody else can use it.
These are lint-free swabs. So these don't leave lint, and these are obviously for the laser to clean it off. So we have the software
on the USB drive. Perfect.
This is a USB stick. Nothing special about that. We have lenses. These
laser targets.
Yeah. So these are disposable, pretty much. So these are meant for calibrating the laser depth. So the cone it builds. So it burns a small divot in it. And we have some fuses. That's always good.
Very useful.
10 amp fuses, glass fuses. So nothing special there, but good that they included.
There's a marker pen?
Yep. I don't really understand. It's really, really light. So it doesn't feel like quality.
It's a marker pen?
Yeah, it is a marker pen.
Okay.
There is some type of air adapter, I'm guessing.
Okay.
This is probably for the air.
And this?
That's a test piece.
Support OMTECHWaves.com.
Yeah, so this is probably made with this machine as a quality insurance. So it has, you can't see that on camera, but it's really deep on the 95%.
Oh yeah, it's really cut in.
Yeah, and you have 20%, it's barely through the surface, it still shows up. So we know the strength for acrylic.
And this is clear acrylic.
Yeah, and it's actually cut out quite nicely as well. As you can see, it's clear and nice. So this will make us able to do what we promised on the live stream, to make coasters with the LER logo and retro upgrade if you want to.
Of course.
Shameless plug. I just noticed they actually use U-green cables. So the U-green makes power supplies and PSUs that are of good quality. So they actually went all out because they didn't need to do this, because there are similar quality cables without the branding that cost less, but these are really good quality because we know it's from U-green. So
excellent. Okay guys, so we've set the software up. It wasn't so difficult, to be quite honest. Everything was on the USB stick, including the calibration files and configuration files. One thing we did notice, although the menus in the software were in English, when we went into the various requesters where we were trying to open files and such like, the buttons had like squiggly letters on. But Carlos fairly quickly figured out it was in simplified Chinese, so the requesters were wrong. So Carlos will show you how to change that in case you have the same problem. The other thing I want to show you is this. So this is nothing to do with this laser engraver. This is related to some previous experiments with a 20-watt diode laser where we were trying to cut clear acrylic. And you can see it just melted it. Yeah, we couldn't cut the thing no matter what we tried. So we're going to try to cut this using this CO2 laser.
Okay guys, so it's really easy. It's not in under settings like you would expect. It's under help, and you have language and the strange letters, and it's set to this by default. So just change it to English, and all the menu options will turn out to be in English instead.
Yeah. Even though all the main menus and the titles were in English already?
Yeah, Simplified Chinese had these looking exactly the same, but all the options inside afterwards were with squiggly lines. So it's hard to read, believe me. Next question. You should be able to see the bed of the laser here, like this, but it's not calibrated correctly. And the calibration files are not correct for this machine, I'm guessing, because it doesn't work. This should be laying flat so you can see exactly where you have your work pieces. Now, this will be handled by the manufacturer and probably fixed. This is not really hard, but the calibration tool needs to be set up correctly, otherwise the fish eye lens shows it incorrectly. So we will turn that off. We don't need this actually, because we do have rulers on the sides of the application here to see exactly where we put everything. So that's fine. We can just use that to center our workpiece. It's like working with a laser without the camera. The camera is really helpful, believe me. But for now, we'll skip that. So let's remove that. Okay. So we were testing a little bit off camera, just to not catch on fire, pretty much. And it does work. We have tried to cut stuff. You can see the profile we used here. And we want to show you that the reason to get a CO2 laser is actually to be able to cut clear acrylic. Like Richard showed, some failures later, it did not work with a diode laser. I knew it wouldn't work with a diode laser. It got pretty close, actually.
Okay, so we'll put this in the machine, we'll put the camera on the machine, and let's see what happens.
Okay, so we have the piece of acrylic inside, as you can see down there. You see the burn marks from the previous attempts with the diode laser. The head is over here. You can't really see that, so let's fix that for you. There, so you can see the laser head. As you can see, this is not a square shape. So you can see this side over here is not butted up to the wall. That's where a camera comes in handy.
Oh, the acrylic you mean? The acrylic is not square.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not square.
It's just a scrap piece.
Yeah, but because we're just testing, you don't need it. Okay, so you won't see much when we do this. We are in the software. I made a small circle and I put the speed to 10 millimeters per second and 70 minimum power and 90 maximum power. So this is for cutting, not for engraving. So this should cut cleanly through in one pass. So let's go and do this. Okay, so first off, the machine has a reset button on the front. It's not for what you think. You press the reset button to activate the start button.
Okay.
There's a start button on the top. Let's see if I can show it. There's a red start button.
Okay.
If it's red, you cannot start the machine.
Okay.
So if you press the reset button in the front, it turns green. so if you get one of these, that's why. Okay, so and in the software you press start and that's it, pretty much. There's nothing else to it.
Okay.
So let's cut out our second piece, I guess.
Okay.
And see. Okay. So it's very noisy.
It's like a helicopter taking off.
Yep. And as you can see, you cannot see the laser point. It just cuts.
Yeah.
There's the smoke. And done.
Wow.
Okay, so it's done. It's really fast, the machine, and I actually run it slow.
So it didn't burn or blackened.
Yeah. And it's actually cut through. Not really. So it's almost through.
Yeah.
And there comes the experience and knowing the settings for this machine.
Okay.
This piece was a little thicker than the one we tried before, so that's why it didn't cut through. So let's try again and make it a little slower, and it should cut right through.
Okay.
Oh, pretty good, well aligned. Now it should be loose. So
Let's see.
So acrylic
Oh yeah.
is a little finicky to cut, obviously, because it's transparent. Very nice cut on the corners, as you can see, very clean cut. So if I slowed it down in the first cut, let's say to 7 or 6 millimeters per second, this would cut fine. There is a rough edge where it melted together. It does happen.
This is because we cut it twice and it wasn't exactly lined
exactly.
up.
So what I would recommend to cut these actually cleanly is lower the power a bit and speed it up and do multiple passes. So make 3 or 4 passes, but on a lower power, and that should eliminate any burn or charring. But you can see here there is no burn marks on this.
And that is compared with the
with the diode laser.
diode laser. Yeah.
And we couldn't get through with the diode laser.
Exactly.
And this did it flawlessly. Okay, so let's make a coaster.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay guys, so I've set up a small thing to make. This is a coaster. It's 8 centimeters in diameter, and we put the LER logo on. So I put 2 layers. This is the first layer is an image. It uses scan. This has higher speeds and lower power values.
Okay.
We use the quality insurance thing we got from them with different powers and depths. So we know how deep we want it. So we want to engrave in that power. Yeah,
and this came with the laser.
Yeah, so that's probably what they make to test it, pretty much. And then the second layer is a cut layer, and it's the same settings as we did before. We actually should change them because we need to cut through.
Okay.
So I'm going to change this down to a little lower. No, I'll leave the speed as is. And the power I'll put at 70.
Okay.
So we don't get melting.
Okay.
And we put 2 passes. So you double click on the actual laser cut and you can put repeat and then 2. That should be enough. I reduce the power and
2 passes.
2 passes instead. So that will reduce the amount of melting as well.
Okay.
Okay, so it's really a matter of pressing the reset button and starting it on the machine, and it should be going. So it's done.
Yeah, and what do we have now?
So let's see if it worked. So it actually cut cleanly through.
It fell out.
The hole is right there.
Yeah, it fell out.
Okay, so we need to play with the settings some more. Let's see if I can get the glare.
Yeah.
So you can see the L right there.
Let me see.
So it is there, but we noticed that the settings were a little faint.
And the reason that the settings were faint is because the image was actually grey.
Yeah.
And we had it set to 30% maximum, which is black. And
Yeah.
also the minimum maximum we put the same, so it couldn't give a gradient. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's so faint. But it's easily enough to know this works. Because if I do a crosshatch and put the power setting from, let's say, 20 to 40, it has a range to go from. Because now it's trying to draw everything in the same color depth.
In fact, just to prove that, shall we put this on the piece of wood and see what we get?
Yep.
We'll do it. So I don't know if you noticed there, but the actual piece of wood fell out.
Yep.
So what do we have?
So let's try to pick it out. Oh, there we go. So just so you know, or we know it, the settings are way too high. But this is the first test. This is so deep. Let's see. There. This is really deep in there.
Almost through.
Yeah, almost through the entire. But it didn't burn the back, so as you can see.
Interesting.
So it didn't get all the way through. I would say 70% through.
Mm-hmm.
But this looks really nice.
Yeah.
As a coaster, this would be awesome.
Yeah, this is nice. And this just rubs off, by the way. The
Oh yeah, the soot.
The soot.
Yeah, it rubs off.
Okay, so that certainly works. I mean, Carlos, you've used laser engravers and cutters before. What do you think of this one compared to other ones?
I've used both hobby and commercial ones, really big machines, bigger than this even. And this actually does all the things the commercial ones do. So I would recommend this if you have the budget for it. Considering the price for this machine, it's really good value for money. So if you are going to use it in a professional setting, or you want to expand your hobbies, this is a perfect machine to start with. It's completely enclosed. It comes with all the ducting and everything. It comes with all the extras and accessories you will ever need. It comes with replacement laser head as well.
So lots of stuff with this.
Yeah, so you get good value for your money. There are machines in the same quality class that cost 5 times more. So
really?
Yeah. 15 grand is the normal price for a good one otherwise. So this is really good value for money.
Yeah, and I will just add, by the way, you can get all the models of this Polar 50 up to the Polar 80, which is the 80 watt.
This is the 350 Polar 350, and it's a 50 watt laser. It draws about 300 watts when running, but it's still a 50 watt laser.
Laser, sure.
So it has the cooling and everything else.
Okay.
So, but the 80 is more powerful and can probably cut mild steel and other stuff.
Yeah, other stuff. Okay, so Carlos, thank you very, very much for your efforts today.
Thanks a lot. It's always fun being here and fiddling around with stuff.
Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you all soon again on the Electronics Repair.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye.